Hey everybody, KC here. So Saturday night, Mrs. Content Guy and I were out with a couple we known them for 40 years. And, we're all about the same age. Truth be told, I'm 2 years older than all of them. But I like to think of ourselves as being the same age, even though they like to remind me all the time that we're not. Now, so we're sitting around and we're having Italian food and wine. It was great. And we're all having a conversation about customer service. And it was interesting because we'd all had a common experience with the same organization that gave us what we thought was really, really good customer service. People were friendly, they were knowledgeable, they were efficient, they went out of their way to help us figure things out. And occasionally when there needed to be follow-up, they were really, really good at that. We were all really, really impressed separately. And we had this conversation over dinner. The interesting thing is, and maybe the unexpected thing is, the organization we were all talking about was the federal government. We were all talking about our experiences with Social Security and Medicare and how the people we'd had contact with as dealing with the various issues that we're dealing with were really, really good. I mean, paradigms of customer service, and that's kind of unexpected, I suppose. And it's interesting. Some people might say, well, come on, they couldn't have been that good. And I'm sure there will be people who will say they did not have experiences like we did. But, it occurs to me, these are people who, they're federal employees, right? They're underpaid by private sector standards. Now, some people will say, well, they have job security. Okay, but, it would seem to me that there would be some people who would suggest job security or lifetime job security would probably could make you phone it in. But these people were not doing that. And I thought that was a really good example of how customer service can be given even in the most unlikely places if you have people who are really, really good, who are dedicated to their jobs. And I think federal employees, they get slammed all the time. But federal employees, I have found generally in my experiences, and especially more recently, are really, really good and deserve a lot of credit for being dedicated to providing customer service because they know that's their job. There's a Mac McAnally, Jimmy Buffett song about It's My Job, talking about the fact that I do my job as well as I can because that's what people expect from me. And I think it always seems to me when I have these interactions with people in the federal government, Social Security, Medicare, that somehow they've taken that song really, really seriously. Now, to be clear, we're talking about the federal government here. We're not talking about the local DMV. Although I'll bet you there are DMVs around the country that have probably adapted to the future and provide better customer service than they do really here in, let's say, Connecticut, which is where we're all from. But anyway, I wanted to hold out federal government, Social Security, the Medicare folks as being paradigms of customer service. Retailers could do a lot worse than having their people study the kind of customer service those organizations bring to the table and have them imitate it. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.